Welcome back to another video Craze. I usually don't post about my personal life often publicly, but given the fact I'm more acclimated to this new environment, I feel now would be a good time to give y'all an update. I moved from Texas to the middle of Wisconsin near the end of May, and I've been uploading more often because I no longer have to worry about school. For now, that is. I'll talk more about what the future holds for me and this channel soon, but first I want to talk about my journey here. It was definitely pretty difficult moving on and living my own life here in Wisconsin. I know the first thing I had to do was say goodbye to my parents, my hometown, and basically my home state. I kept on checking the RV for everything just to be sure I had everything. I just was like, wait, do I have this? Like, do I have that? I was like, is my car all good to go? Like, because it was going to be a long drive ahead. I was just very insecure about it all. The first major stop I made was in Oklahoma. I went to Steak and Shake, a one that was pretty close to the interstate I was on. It was actually pretty good. I spent, I think, like maybe $10 or $11 on it. I don't remember fully everything that I got, but I remember getting that Nutella shake for the last time. Ooh, exquisite stuff, I do say so myself. And yeah, since there aren't any of those up in Wisconsin, it's probably me a while since I'm gonna go there again. Then I stopped at the Come and Go for reasons. Then I was finally out of Oklahoma. I made my way into Kansas, but in between I noticed there's this ghost town. It's kind of freaky, and I looked it up, and I watched a whole YouTube video on it. Apparently they died because they were literally living in a poisonous environment, and the air from the coal mines just like basically killed off a lot of people. It was very freaky to read about, and I felt very uncomfortable driving through there. Then I stopped for the night in Pittsburgh, Kansas that is, and the Mavericks happened to be playing that night against the Warriors, so I went over to their local Buffalo Wild Wings, and unfortunately they took the L. They ended up winning those conference finals, but still a great season by the Mavericks regardless. And another cool thing about Pittsburgh, I did see a fox on the road. I just saw it staring at me for a couple minutes. I got to take a photo. It was really cool to see, and I'm pretty sure a couple other people saw it as well. And when I finally stopped for the night, I went to Fort Scott, Kansas, I believe, to sleep for the night. The inn there was pretty nice. Overall, good owner. Don't really have anything bad to say about it. It only cost like $60 to have a room there. Once the morning hit, I went up to Kansas City, and specifically like in that Metroplex, there was this Japanese restaurant in Shawnee. Whoa, it was so good. Like the building there was really nice, and the food there was awesome. They had these deep fried Oreos, and they had this little deal going on where it was like 3 rolls for $12, I think. So good. I really would love to go there again if I ever stopped by Kansas City. After that, I went to the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. That was my main reason, honestly, for stopping in that area. I'd say it was pretty great experience overall. It's pretty funny how at the time they were having a disc golf tournament on the stadium. But I actually got to go inside the stands. No one really said anything. I just got to walk around. I took several photos from several different angles. Really glad that it was the off season, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have been able to do anything that I did on the field. My next stop was at the University of Missouri in Columbia, and I remember I almost lost my car while I was there. I was just trying to get a good walk in, having all those hours of being on the road, driving. So I just figured it was a nice time just going out for a little walk, going to university campus. But again, I completely forgot which parking area I was in, so I was just, it started raining, I was panicking. But thankfully, though, it all worked out in the end. Then to wrap up the second night on the road, I was with my family, my Aunt Andrea and Uncle Tim. They live sort of like in the St. Louis area, but like on the Illinois side. I remember we went to the bridge there, the Mississippi River that divides the two states. It was really nice seeing them again. They're really cool people. Then I would have gone to this chocolate factory in basically along the outskirts of Atlanta, Illinois, but it was closed at the time. So what I decided to do instead was I found this online friend a few days ago, just wondering if you want to stop. It was in a kind of on the way in Springfield, but yeah, he ended up agreeing. We're like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's hang out. I got some Cold Stone Creamery there. Honestly, pretty fun time. Then after everything I went through, I finally touched down in Wisconsin. My first stop was in Madison, the state capital. I stayed there overnight. Got to be at the local mall there. Even though I did have to get my brakes replaced, quite the pain, both to my mental health and to my bank account. So overall, I feel like that was one of the most entertaining experiences I've had in really my entire life. Just being out on my own, just getting to do whatever I wanted to do, without really any sort of. Well, I mean, I guess there was kind of a time frame, but still, I don't think I'll ever get to do that again. I don't really want to put my car through that, driving damn near 1,000 miles. Yeah. Say if I were to ever go back and visit my family, I'm pretty sure I would just take the plane there. So now that you know how I got here, what exactly am I doing now? At the moment, I'm just working 2 jobs. It's real pain, but I feel like it'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to have saved up a lot of money. Hopefully I'll be able to pay for college for the next 2 years. As for my future, I plan on attending the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, and down in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Pretty simple, but as of right now, I would be having out-of-state tuition. So again, I'm trying to live here for a year, do everything I can to be a state resident so I can get cheaper tuition. But yeah, once I get it there, I will try to get my bachelor's. So I'll need 2 more years of education there. And when I'm there, I will do everything I can to upload more often. But of course, that's not a promise. I could possibly be very passionate about the projects I'll do there in terms of their TV program, their radio. Those are all things I really want to be a part of, along with the clubs and whatnot. So if that does end up taking more of my time than my YouTube channel, then I guess you'll probably know why. And in case you're wondering about what I was planning to upload in the future, I do plan on starting a unique furry species series where I talk about all these, again, different kind of furry or people from the furry fandom. They made these species, and I'm actually pretty certain that you would never heard of them before. Like Gindos, Gatox, which is sort of a hybrid of a gator and a fox. Very #quirky. And then I do also plan on continuing the Best Players from Each State series. I really want to give every state and country the love that they deserve. And then I also want to put in some comedy skits. I feel like people would get a good laugh out of my time at Domino's and at Walmart, and basically just saying like life as a cart pusher or life as a delivery driver. I feel like a lot of people would relate to it. But yeah, that's my life for you, man. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening to everything that I've got to say. Like and subscribe to my channel. You know the deal. You know the vibes. Stay tuned for more. And thank you, Eric, for being my only Patreon. Besides that, Splain the He's signing out. Bye-bye.